I have a question for you. How important do you think the power of focus is in your health? Personally, I found to be the deciding factor when stress and demands are high. Why? Because in those moments when your back is against the wall and you're getting pressed the most, where and how you focus will determine if you give up from fear or turn fear into fuel to break you to the next level. Hi, I'm Dr. Mancini, the Medical Director of the Center for Integrative Care, a functional medicine and peak performance center here in San Diego. Now, my biggest lesson on how critical the power of focus is came early on as a competitive athlete, fighting in national, international, and world levels in full contact martial arts. It was the international championships, and I was fighting for the gold. My opponent came at me with all he had, and I barely got out of the first round. See, in that first round, all I focused on were the kicks and punches coming at me. My attention was only on protecting myself from his attacks. Now, you don't need to be a full contact fighter to realize that if all you do is block and focus only on what's coming at you, you'll never win in the ring or in life. So, I make it to the end of the round, and I get to my corner and I say, "Coach, this guy is gonna kill me. What's going on? What's happening? I trained so hard for this. I really didn't think I was gonna make it." Have you ever felt like just giving up because you saw no way out? That's what I felt like. But in that next moment, everything changed. In the next moment, my coach gives me an insight, a gem. This one insight allowed me to go back into that second round and beat my opponent. In fact, with this one insight, I went on to win fight after fight after fight. Now you're probably saying, "What is it? Tell me." Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Now, you would think he told me some secret martial arts technique or movement or something what I physically did. In fact, it wasn't a physical strategy, but rather a psychological one, specifically as it relates to the power of focus. So this is what he tells me. With an intense stare, he says to me, "I want you to take all your focus, all your attention away from the attacks coming at you and shift it only, I repeat, only on the spaces, on the holes that your opponent provides you every time he attacks." See, by shifting my focus from what I didn't want, that is, to get hit, to focusing only on the spaces, the targets, the opportunities that were created every time he attacked, it changed everything. Going into that second round with a completely different focus, I miraculously began to see openings on my opponent. Listen, in life, kicks and punches, also known as demands of life, stress, is gonna come at you. Now, if you focus only on those stressors, guess what you're gonna see more of? That's right, more of the same. But when you train and condition yourself to see the opportunities that present themselves because of those demands coming at you, your life moves in a radically different direction. And yes, you must train yourself to focus this way because it is a skill, no different than any skill. The more you practice, the better you get. Are you getting this? I hope so, because this is so important. Now, years later, this concept went even deeper into my nervous system. I had an even more profound experience that caused me to dive into the science of the brain because I knew there had to be something behind this, and I figured out what it was. See, when your focus begins to shift, a part of your brain called the reticular activating system begins to shift as well, and it brings into your awareness all the things that relate with what you're focusing on. In other words, whatever is most important to you in your life, that part of your brain directs and brings more things that relates to it into your awareness. Are you guys with me? Okay, now I understood this at the level of science, but it wasn't until I had an experience that it really hit me. And I've used it ever since for myself and for my patients. That experience happened in 2006 when my daughter Isabella was born. It was a powerful experience for me. See, for years before she was born, I would walk through the grocery stores and I never saw a diaper aisle. I really never saw them. In fact, I don't even believe they existed. Then suddenly, on March 28th, 2006, when my daughter was born, they started to put up diaper aisles in all the grocery stores. I mean, it was amazing. It was this new aisle dedicated to diapers. Really, what happened? What happened was my reticular activating system said, what is the most important thing in your life right now? Now, if you are a parent, you know it's diapers, right? My brain said, you need to be aware of that, and my reticular activating system brought into my awareness everything that has to do with babies, and diapers were on my radar ever since. When I first had dogs, what happened? All of a sudden, Petcos started popping up everywhere. Now, of course, they didn't physically start popping up, but rather they started to pop up into my awareness because of this part of the brain. Are you with me? Just remember, because our brains cannot process all the information that's going in at the same time, it needs to bring into your awareness only what is most important to you, basically what you focus on. So if optimal health is high in your radar and it's the most important thing to you, where you focus entirely on it and you're committed, you will begin to start seeing things that relate to it. This is a critical concept when it comes to the power of focus, because it's not just what you focus on, but also all the things that relate to it that come into your experience. Simple, yet this can profoundly shift your health and your life if you commit to mastering this skill. Now, what's interesting is that over the past 2 decades in clinical practice, I've seen an increasing trend of patients presenting with more and more difficulty in their ability to focus and sustain attention over periods of time. Now that poses a real big problem, not only in one's ability to master the skill of focus, but more importantly, can be a strong indicator that one's brain function is declining. Now listen carefully. Brain degeneration occurs as a normal process of aging. Your ability to keep your brain stimulated and activated by what is called neuroplasticity is essential in reducing the effects of brain decline. Now, neuroplasticity is simply your brain's ability to increase connections between one brain cell and another. This can be done through physical and mental exercising. Everything from short bursts of high-intensity exercising to mentally challenging yourself with learning new things to brain games have been shown to improve brain connections. Now, what I'd like to finish this brief talk with is one more powerful strategy. A most recent advance in technology that can now be added as arguably one of the most direct and strongest ways to activate and regulate the brain is a technology called neurofeedback. Through this technology, we have the ability to place direct impact on parts of the brain that are showing decline and make changes in a fraction of the time. With that, I also want to point out one thing, and that is time is a sensitive issue here because it is the factor that leads to more and more brain degeneration. So, if you're noticing focus, memory, and mental speed decline, do not wait. The sooner you take action, the better probability you have to improve brain health and performance. Now, one of the primary reasons for bringing this technology into our center has been because we are now seeing more and more patients who are showing increasing signs of brain-related conditions, such as memory and attention issues, anxiety, depression, as well as concussions and traumatic brain injuries. So I'm really excited to be able to support patients with these types of conditions. The other reason for bringing this technology in is because it improves brain performance. See, there's another segment of patients that come to our center because they want to keep their edge and improve brain performance even more. They're already performing at high levels and want to maintain and improve focus, memory, and mental speed. What's amazing about neurofeedback is it also enhances performance in areas where one is already skilled. These high achievers are focused and driven, are constantly pushing themselves to go further. These folks include not only the athlete and the business executive, but also the stay-at-home mom who wants to be at her best, or the student who wants better grades. For these people, our assessment is focused on performance and what might be interfering with their success. These people are outcome-oriented. They want to live life on their terms, and they want to use every possible strategy that will support their goals and vision. Utilizing neurofeedback brain training allows these people the ability to optimize brain function and sustain the benefits much longer than ever thought possible. Okay, I think I ranted long enough because I know we can help. So, if you'd like to find out more about how we can assist you or someone you care about in improving brain health and performance in a safe and effective way, contact our office to schedule a free consultation where we can answer any questions you have to find out if and how we can help you with your healthcare needs. I'm Dr. Mancini, and I wish you the best.